How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. It showed a lot of consistency today, and what it looks like this stock is consolidating. But I want to make sure I give you guys an update video so you're aware and you're prepared if you're looking at taking a chance on this play for tomorrow or even on the Friday if you catch it on the day of. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance, and what are some levels we need to look out for, especially if you want to make sure we're maximizing our setup if we jump in this play. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, are shorts continuing to increase their positions? Is it going down? This will contribute to the overall volatility we see inside of this stock. And then we're going to be glancing at the order flow distribution, taking a look at the breakdown. What is happening on the retail side? What is happening on the institutional side in regards to buying and as well as selling? And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts and going over some more details as well. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.09, being up 2.45%. When we see where it ranged on the low, it tested $2.05, and then on the high, testing $2.35. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 92.044 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 154.021 million shares. So we did end up having below average volume on the day, but of course we still ended up seeing appreciation in the stock. Now when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, we are right around 67.38. Now, when we take a look at the price action and the moving averages on our chart, we are below the 200-day. But one thing that I do love to see, we have strength above the 100-day, which is very key here. And we continue to have strength above the 50-day and the 21-day EMA. So keeping in mind of what's happening, when we talked about in the previous video, it was $2 holding up as an area of support for PROG. So we ended up testing 205 on the day. So going into tomorrow, you're going to want to see a continuation of $2 actually holding up, especially at the open when we end up having that dip. As far as for the high is concerned, testing at $2.35. Of course, this is a clear area of resistance for PROG, and we've talked about this as well. So what you want to look forward to is seeing it get past 235, and the next level will be here around 244 and making that push to right here around 250. And I told you guys 250 will be a psychological area, but if we end up having a lot more volume than we ended up getting on the day, then we can look forward to seeing a strong push here so we can start getting to around 270, and after 270, that's where I would love to see the push to $3. But again, this is only going to happen with buying pressure, getting the attention of more traders in the play and so forth. But if we end up having below average volume and there's not a lot of buying that is going on, then of course I just want to see it continue to consolidate in the range that it's in the low twos. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for PROG. We can see from the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 58.02, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 49.27 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 350,000, updated 15 minutes ago. And then for the short ball fee rate being at 63.87. As we take a look now at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the October the 12th close, it was at 54.24. And now for October the 13th close, which was yesterday, it is at 58.02. So what this tells us right away, shorts are increasing their position and PROG does have short squeeze potential. So if you have a lot of volume coming into this stock, we could see some strong moves to the upside, and it's part of the reasons why I say to keep this on your radar. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG stock. So we can see here on the inflow, it was 41.32, and then on the outflow, it was 30. 33.91. When we take a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 11.18. On the medium, it was 24.75. And then on the small, it was 5.39. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, we had 8.97. On the medium, we had 20.39. And then on the small, we had 4.55. So one thing we can clearly see from the small scale orders, there was a lot more buying on the retail side compared to selling, and that selling could have just been traders taking profits and so forth. And when we take a look at what happened on the medium, like I was saying previously, we had another surplus, and the large scale orders, which I'm going to break down right now. So the large scale orders in the last 5 days for October the 14th, which is today, being at a surplus of 2,210.98. So what we could see clearly, institutions are loading up on shares of PROG stock. We also have retail investors and traders that are loading up of shares on PROG stock. There has been some profit taking. There has been some selling. I know we didn't see a big time movement in regards to price, but this is one thing you want to add to your homework and as well as your due diligence if you want to trade inside of this play, because this gives us a good idea for demand. And since there was still a decent amount of volume on the day, is why you want to keep this on your watch list. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, I actually like what is happening here. It is consolidating. I know it did not have a big time green day, but one thing that we can clearly see, there is some support right at that $2 level. As far as the move that I want to see it go to 235. And after passing 235, we know we have resistance at 250 and as well as 270. And that's what I have for my game plan as far as trading with this play. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, yes, it continues to have short squeeze potential. Shorts are still heavily vested in it, and this is why it is very crucial we have buying pressure coming into this stock. And why I always say keep an eye on that volume. See how it's moving inside of the pre-market. This is essential. I want to make sure I can continue to emphasize this, because the last thing that you want to do is be inside of a penny stock play and it has low volume, because then you're going to get a good amount of selling pressure, especially when it has high short interest. And you don't really hear that a lot on YouTube. Instead, people will tell you, well, you know what, jump in this play. It's going to be going to the moon. You need to get in right now. No, that is not the way to go about doing things. You want to make sure you maximize your overall entry. You don't just jump into a play. There's always another play. So that's why when it comes to FOMO, you don't need it. Save your money for better plays that present themselves. I want to make sure I'm very clear about that. Or if you have a game plan and you know how a particular stock trades, then by all means, go and have some fun, make some profits, and show how you're dominating inside of the stock market. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.